Alpha Day and good afternoon, everyone. This public hearing conducted by the Committee on Land, Environment, Housing, Agriculture, Parks, and Infrastructure is called to order, and the time is 2:00 p.m. Today's date is Wednesday, May 7, 2025. Notice of the hearing was disseminated to all local media outlets on April 30, 2025, with the second notice provided on May 5, 2025. Notice of the hearing was also made known on the Guam Legislature's website and the Government of Guam Public Notice Portal. This afternoon, the committee will hear testimony on legislation that I introduced, Bill 81-38 COR, an act to amend Section 12401D C 53, Article 4, Chapter 12, Title 5, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to correcting the definitions of solar HVAC contractors' subclassifications of licenses. We will also hear testimony on the appointment of Mr. Joseph A. Rios as a member of the Guam Land Use Commission. I would like to now welcome my colleagues who have joined us here today. A member of the committee is Senator Sean Gumatauta. Thank you, sir, for being here. And before we begin, I'd like to go over the general rules of conduct. Individuals testifying shall first be recognized by the chair before speaking and shall state their name for record-keeping purposes. Questions and testimony shall be confined to the substance or nature of the agenda. Personal inference as to the character or motive of any senator or any individual testifying is not permitted. The chairperson of the committee may order the removal from the hearing of any member of Legislature Guahan or who fails to observe proper decorum pursuant to the 38th Guam Legislature standing rules. Any violation of this general rule of conduct will result in the removal from the hearing by the host. We will now proceed with the testimony on Bill 81-38 COR. For those who will be testifying, you can please come up to the table. Okay. So Bill 81-38 is just a housekeeping bill. It amends the newly adjudicated rules and regulations of the Contractors Licensing Board to remove the photovoltaic contractor certification requirements for installers of solar HVAC systems, including solar water heaters. The electrical installation requirements for photovoltaic systems, including AC inverter, grounding rods, and solar panels, far exceed the requirement for solar water heaters. The existing requirements are sufficient for licensing solar water heater installation contractors. So here to testify. You can go ahead and just state your name, sir, and for the record, and where you're from.
Buenas and half a day, Vice Speaker Ada, Senator Gumatauta. My name is J.P. Uggan, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Contractors License Board. I am writing in support of this proposed amendment to the licensing requirements for solar contractors. The current definition of solar contractors and solar power system contractors have led to unnecessary confusion and redundancy within the licensing process. During the recent revision of the rules and regulations, this redundancy was unfortunately introduced an error and was not identified prior to submission of our adjudication. This amendment, which removes the solar power system prerequisite from the solar contractor licensing process, will help ensure that individuals and businesses engaged specifically in solar installation are better aligned with the scope of work required under the license. We view this amendment as a constructive and necessary correction. On behalf of CLB staff, I extend our sincere apologies for the oversight and offer our full support in advancing this amendment through to approval. Thank you for your time and consideration of this testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Uggan, for your testimony here today, and I think that's what it is. It's just housekeeping, just to clarify on the rules and regulations, but thank you for that. And, that's what we're here for, is to try and help how we can to, and hopefully that
thank you, Vice Speaker.
Takes care of those issues.
Yes.
Senator Gumatauta, you have any questions for Mr. Uggan on the?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I do just have a few, and it's not meant to drag on this hearing, but I just wanted to just ask real quickly. And when we look back, February 15, 2024, the public hearing, for the proposed rules and regulation amendments for the license board, there was no public participation. No member of the public attended the hearing. No one provided comments on the proposed amendments. What efforts were made by by your organization to inform relevant stakeholders, including industry representatives, about the hearing, allowing for critical input during the administrative adjudication process?
Oh, thank you for that question, Senator. All the requirements as far as our rules and regulations were followed. It was published on, I understand, from the Post. Also, we had advertisement through our board meetings and advertisement at our office, and everything that was required as far as protocol was done prior to our adjudication of our rules and regulations. That main adjudication for those rules and regulations occurred because we had a lot of C-68s, which basically carried a lot of open licenses, and we couldn't issue those. And so a lot of our customers were waiting for that rules and regulations for that adjudication. So we did the hard work of revamping all the rules and regulations and taking away that C-68 and actually giving a category to those particular licenses. And so that was a great step moving forward. Unfortunately, we had this minor mishap that we just have to correct. There's a difference between a contractor for solar panels and a contractor for a solar instrument, such as if it's just air conditioning or if it's just solar that is just with water heater. There's two differences. So that's the difference between a C-53 and a C-53A. So to answer your question, Senator, everything as far as protocol for advertisement was put out, and we, to our understanding, most of the individuals involved were just waiting for the rules and regulations to be adopted so that we can actually go and start licensing those C-68, because when the OPA came out with their research, they stopped all those specialized licenses, and so it was pretty much a hold for 2 years, if I had to estimate. So a lot of people just couldn't move forward with those licenses.
Oh, and I'm probably not arguing that. I think what I'm trying to say is that when we do have these and they come into your office,
right,
it's absolutely critical to get them to, we're trying to change to make things better for them. They got to be better, just as better advocates as you are, to make sure they come out and support. But let me just ask this, because I know this only affects one section of the updated rules and regulations. But I know you said this is the one. But is there any information available on whether maybe other provisions of the 2024 updates need to be revisited based on stakeholder feedback, or is this the one that's really just outstanding?
This is the one that we need to just fix really at this moment. But as you know, this kind of work is ever evolving, right? So new things are coming into the island. So some things that we don't even have on our rules or regulations, some of the things that we're not even licensing, photo, as far as construction, some things are being talked about. There's windmills, for example, for power. So all of those things are not in our rules and regulations. So as they come in, we have a section in our rules and regulations that allows us to license them within a year. So basically, we put up the testing process, so that we have competent individuals doing the certain trade, and it gives CLB 1 year to get its act together, if you will, so that they can come in and open shop, if you will.
Okay, no, that's fair. And I mean, I'm familiar. I just wanted to see if there's anything else, because I know this is merely a technical change, but if there's anything else that comes, we'll be right back here. So that's why I want to ask.
But at this point, Senator, there's none.
Okay, that's good news. All right, Mr. Chair, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gumatauto, for that. Yeah, and I think that's all we need to do is just
thank you, Vice
simple
Speaker.
housekeeping, and we look forward for this legislation to go forward so that you guys be able to continue the progress that you're doing, and hopefully that this clears up anything. And I think that's what it's about, is just going back and forth and seeing how that we can help each other to ensure that progress continues.
And vice versa, Vice Speaker, if there's anything that our office can do to clarify some stuff too with your constituents, please send them our way, and we'll see if we can clarify their answers or their questions and on what they're seeking. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's it. So if there are no further questions or comments, this will conclude the hearing on Bill number 81-38 COR. And now we'll hear the testimony on the appointment of Mr. Joseph A. Rios as a member of the Guam Land Use Commission. And if there's anyone else who would like to come up on prior to Mr. Rios, if not, I'll go ahead and ask Mr. Rios to go ahead and come up to the front. After Mr. Rios, you can go ahead and state your name and then read your testimony. Just turn on the microphone. It's right there in the center.
All right. Afade, in Chairman Ada and Senator Gumatauto, my name is Joseph Rios, and I'm deeply honored to appear before you today for consideration as member of the Guam Land Use Commission. My career has been shaped by diverse experiences that have provided me with a strong foundation in land use, environmental stewardship, and community service. I spent over 20 years with American President Lines, APL, and Matson Navigation Company, where I developed expertise in logistics and operations, skills that are crucial when evaluating land use and infrastructure needs. Additionally, I have a decade of experience as a realtor, which has given me a thorough understanding of land development, zoning, and community planning. In my current role with the petroleum industry, I'm exposed daily to the importance of environmental responsibility. I understand the delicate balance between development and sustainability, and I am committed to ensuring that decisions are made with both the economy and the environment in mind. Alongside my professional experience, I have been an active Rotarian for 22 years, currently serving as the district administrator for the Pacific region of Rotary Clubs in collaboration with our district in Japan. Through my service with Rotary, I have built a reputation for integrity, commitment to community, and dedication to making a positive impact. I bring these values of service and accountability to every decision I make, and I believe they will guide my work on the Guam Land Use Commission. With my background in logistics, real estate, the petroleum industry, and my strong commitment to integrity and community service, I believe I am well equipped to serve effectively on the Commission. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to the opportunity to contribute to the important work of the Guam Land Use Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Rios, for your testimony and for, answering the governor's call to be a part of the Guam Land Use Commission. Senator Gumatauta, you have any questions for Mr. Rios?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and my goodness, stepping forward to serve right now, kudos to you for doing that today in 2025. It's a big deal today. Just have a couple of questions, if I could, Joe, and it's when you think about the Land Use Commission, what is, I guess, the biggest concern that you have that needs to be addressed by the Land Use Commission today?
I think balance is the big issue, where we definitely have to take into consideration the community and the voices that we have to process whatever type of projects that there is. So as commissioners with the land use, definitely need the information to be presented, so that as a commission, that we can have an informed decision when we do have a case that's presented to us.
Also, with your background, you're currently in the petroleum industry. You've done real estate. You've done shipping. It's a really broad bunch of experiences that I'm certain that the Land Use Commission is going to definitely need right now. Do you foresee, at least over the course of your term, that all those skills are really going to be put to the test with some of the, I guess, some of the cases that are coming before the Land Use Commission?
I believe that it's certainly going to provide that skill set that I need to really take a look at what cases are presented based on all the different situations and other type of incidences that I've come across in the past 30, 40 years. Then that definitely would be part of how I can make that decision.
Well, Mr. Chair, I mean, I've known also Joe a long time, and I will not hold him, nothing against him for being a Northern Guam Rotarian, because I know, but it's all about service above self, Joe.
Yes.
And again, I do support your nomination and look forward to a very quick vote on the floor. So thank you very much for stepping forward, and thank you, Mr. Chair, for the time.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Gumatauta. Mr. Rios, I'm just I'm looking at your application here, and all the involvements that you have, all your professional involvement and your civic involvement. Will you have time to sit on this board? Being that you're a busybody.
I am a busybody, and I do enjoy what I get involved with. Someone once told me, if you want to get something done, look for the busiest person and then ask them to take on that assignment. I'm not shy about I guess the work, and if it does take a lot of time, then of course I know how to balance the volunteer work, because there's certain clubs or organizations that have work at a particular time of the year, and then there's some that are just steady throughout the month. So it'll be manageable, yes.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. And again, I thank you for answering the governor's call to step up to be a member of the Guam Land Use Commission. Is there any particular, perhaps maybe change, or what would you like to see in ensuring that the commission continues to move forward in the most positive way, in ensuring that balance? Right, you mentioned that balance earlier, of development versus sustainability and things of that nature. Is there anything in particular that you are hoping to see perhaps a little bit different, or?
I not being familiar with the work of the commission in several years. I was involved many years ago where there was land in Manilao where we wanted to have the village work on ensuring that there is limited development in a particular part of that village. So I would want to emphasize within the commission, with the commissioners, about communications and about information, because that is very, very important with how we proceed with information, with how we can make the decisions. For the commissioners to hear testimony is one thing, but then as to be responsible for the development, of our village, of our island, we need to have the utmost amount of information presented to us in order for us to make that decision. So I would promote definite communications to ensure that we make the right decisions.
And I'm glad that you have that background of being a realtor as well. Gives you that additional experiences in ensuring that does happen. I don't have any other further questions. Again, I'd just like to thank you for answering the call and being a part of the volunteer force of the Guam Land Use Commission. And if there's no further comments or questions, this will conclude the confirmation hearing for Mr. Joseph A. Rios. And the committee will continue to accept written statements on today's hearing on Bill 81-38 and the confirmation hearing on Mr. Joseph Anthony Rios within 7 days from today, which may be mailed to my office on the second floor of the Guam Congress Building at 163 Chalang Santo Papa in Hagåtña. You may also send your statements to us at Vice Speaker Tony Ada at guamlegislature.gov. Thank you for your participation today. The public hearing is adjourned and the time is 2:20 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Rios.